Hello YouTube, I'm Dan.
I'm El.
And I'm Allan.
And this is, I suppose, three blokes having a chat.
This will be three blokes having a chat. This is the gaming news talk show type channel where we relax, enjoy a cold beverage and play a game from yesteryear. And I'd like to introduce you all to my brother, Allan.
Hello everyone.
And Allan, why don't you tell us all what we're playing today?
Well, we're playing a game, arguably my favourite game on the Mega Drive. I think it's kind of universal. A lot of people's favourite game is Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Yeah.
But I kind of count it as two games, and it's unfair, it's bonus.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're playing a game called Shadow Dancer. Very fun game. It's I like it because all the levels have it's the same kind of like combat, but all the levels have a decent amount of variety to it. The box art is absolutely horrific.
Take a look at that. What's the name of the gentleman responsible for that?
Steve John.
Steve John. Or Steve something, and the rest of it's cut out because the box is so bad. If I saw it in a shop though, at 10 years old, I would just move straight past it.
You would, wouldn't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
It's
the
a
greatest one
strange,
there, is it?
obviously it's on the screen now, it's a strange water painting that appears to be painting from behind. The angle's wrong for a start, he should have been painting it from that perspective.
And the guy's got boobs as well in that.
I think it's some kind of, that is some protruding chest armour right there. But there's so many iconic scenes in this game, because you've got, later on we've got a climbing section on the Statue of Liberty. They could have used a bit of that, something a bit more iconic.
Absolutely. I can understand that the box art is trying to look literally what the game the gameplay kind of looks. You're walking along like a street, especially like in this level.
It's a bit too literal though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit too literal, and don't think it works for me. But the game definitely works.
Yeah, indeed. Now this is in my opinion one of the better Shinobi games. They're all pretty good in their own right.
A new one on the 3DS.
Yeah, that's pretty good as well. I forgot about that one. Yeah, I overlooked that one. I've had a play on that. I think it's great. But the series up until this point, you had the original Shinobi in the arcade, which is pretty good. It's the one I've had the least experience with. I was actually having a go on it yesterday on the what's it called? The Mega Drive Ultimate Collection or Ultimate Mega Drive Collection to the PS3 360. You can play the original Shinobi arcade game on there as a bonus. And that arcade style is what derived and created this game, but this is the one that actually perfected it, because this game has one-hit kills, as you can see.
Close.
Yeah, a demonstration. Yes. Thank you for that, mate.
That's fine.
The one-hit kills
just on cue, that was.
Yeah, it's got one-hit kills, and you need to play it a little bit stealth. You need to play this like a ninja. You need to be light, supple, get yourself into good positions. You need to be quite creative the way you play this. And that is from the arcade versions of Shinobi. Although this particular game, this particular port was never from the arcade. Shadow Dance was in the arcade, but this is a new version with that arcade style. There were console versions on the Mega Drive. There's Revenge of Shinobi, which is a great game in its own right.
With life bar though, not a one-hit kill.
It has health, and the gameplay in general, it's played at a totally... It's played at a totally different pace. And I think that was more tailored for a home audience.
Good move.
This one was a little bit strange. They decided to make a game that's actually more tailored to the arcade experience, and it's really sharp and fun, and there's so much variety in this one. In some of the other arcade games you don't get to do a stronger attack when you're up close. In this one you've actually got a sword, so when you get up close to an enemy you can attack them with the sword, which is
automatic, because I don't need the sword.
Exactly, yeah, there's not a second button for it. You also have a dog.
Yeah.
You've got one of the greatest companions in gaming here.
I think that's why I prefer this to Revenge of Shinobi. The dog is he's adorable.
But he creates so much strategy in the way you approach enemies and things like that.
Especially the tougher armoured ones, a bit more technique. This bonus level, I used to have a lot of fun with it as a kid, and then you find out the technique of just sticking to the wall.
Which is exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah, the ninjas just take a little bit more time to get off the wall than they do in the middle, and you just stick to it and you get 3 up every time. So.
Yep.
So at this point I'm now tapping out because I am actually quite terrible at this game.
You're a rookie.
And so Allan, you'll take the reins.
That bonus stage, you
now
play
we get murdered.
That bonus stage, you play it a little bit more frantically as we did as a kid. But yeah, the technique of sticking to the wall, you can pretty much guarantee yourself 3 up every time, providing you hit the button quickly enough. But if you don't feel confident doing that, there is actually a little trick to this game. If you don't hit any of the ninjas, you do get at least 1 life.
I actually forgot about that, yeah.
Yeah, you do get 1 bonus life if you get a score of 0, but if you hit 1 enemy, you just get a bad bonus score. Nice light technique there.
I think
Very
this
supple.
I think this is my least favourite level of the game, just because I think it's a bit short. It's literally just the bridge and that's it. And I think there could have been a bit more to it.
Yeah. Some of the earlier levels are short acts. It's actually quite a short game, which is a shame, really.
That's if you can reach the end.
That's why it's so short, no one can get to the end.
It is a bit tough with the 1-hit kills, but it's kind of a test of memory as well, when you remember where all the enemies are and the various techniques of approaching them.
I suppose that was a staple at the time as well. A lot of games sort of had 1-hit kills, and I suppose that was just the way it was, wasn't it?
Well, certainly arcade games, because the idea of an arcade game is they're trying to get you to spend as much money as possible, so they want to have it. They don't want you to last too long. Hence why the home versions had health bars. But they've not done this here. They've given us a classic arcade type style of game, and it's a lot of fun.
I tend to go past this one just to get the power up because new baddie is a bit more easy to take out.
I tried Shadow Dancer on the Master System. This week I've been playing a lot of Shinobi games just to do a bit of research because I knew we were doing this one. Now the Shadow Dancer on the Master System is more in keeping with the arcade version. It's a port of the arcade Shadow Dancer. And yeah, I didn't get on too well with it. Okay, let's check this one out. That was a bit weak. Are you kidding me? Seriously? That was just cheap.
Are either of you two sort of well trained in the other older Shinobi games, or?
Yeah, I've had some experience with them.
I've played a lot of Revenge of Shinobi because we actually had that on cartridge. I think we only rented this one, didn't we, when we were younger?
We borrowed this one off some friends. We didn't actually have Revenge of Shinobi. We borrowed that one as well, but we borrowed it for donkey's years in comparison. And we actually knew a couple of people that had it as well. I think we borrowed it off different people at different times, so we did get quite experienced with that one. I have completed this one.
I'm not going to hit it.
And this is the only one I've completed legitimately because Revenge of Shinobi I've only ever completed with an infinite ammo cheat on.
Yeah, but I think... Oh, crap.
Sorry,
no.
I cut you off.
No. I think, even as I mentioned before, I think this is probably my top 2 favourite Mega Drive games. I'm not very good at it. Like, I kind of used to play it as a youngster and really enjoy it and get to a certain point, and then either you used to take over or you used to kind of like, you know, stop or whatever.
You don't have to be good at a game to enjoy it though.
Yeah, I mean, I think as I've got older and I've played it and turned it on and stuff, I've enjoyed it. But I really I think I should get a bit better at it. But it's always fun to play. I've never been bored of playing it.
Oh, use your magic, bro.
Yeah, I've got it.
Sorry. So, on topic, some hard games that you're not very good at that you really enjoy.
Mega Man.
You're alright, Mega Man.
I'm alright at Mega Man, but I'm not... Mega Man 2, but I think that's arguably the easiest one. Mega Man 4, I'm a fan of, but that's a bit tricky.
I think for me it's got to be the Contra games. I mean, even though you and I have both completed 1 and 2, but that was only because we had the life cheats on.
Yeah. That's
Otherwise,
one
they are just nigh on impossible.
Yeah. There's a lot of Nintendo games that I really enjoy.
This one.
That are really hard. Ninja Gaiden, on the ninja theme, I really love Ninja Gaiden, but I can't get more than a couple of levels into it. And Batman on the NES, which we mentioned in our last video, I really enjoy, but pardon me, I can't get off the 3rd level, I think. I can get to level 3 or 4.
Mind you,
Then I just hit a wall.
It says a lot about the game's character if you can still enjoy the game tremendously, but still not actually beat it and never finish the game.
Yeah, well,
but there's a very fine line between making the game fun and enjoyable and not be able to beat it and then just get frustrated because the difficulty or something just keeps stopping you from finishing the game.
There is that balance there. Frustration is something that comes up. We watched a lot of reviews, a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of playthroughs, And that is something that comes up. What's the difference between frustrating hard and compelling hard?
Yeah. It's a very
fun. Oh yeah, definitely.
I think, as I said, Mega Man is one of them games which definitely has that kind of the compelling hard.
Oh yeah. Well, it's not too punishing. You've got unlimited continues and passwords, so you can have as many goes as you like.
Yeah, every choice, isn't it?
Maybe that's it. Maybe a game that's hard but not too punishing.
Yeah, as long as it's not cheap deaths and things like that. There's a few games which has certain difficulties where it gets to the point where they just. I think especially sport games, things like the FIFA games and things like that. I feel like it just gets a bit more cheap than it does sort of difficult.
Okay. I have to admit. Oh, you missed one, bro.
Yeah, I always do that.
Sorry.
Ninjas?
I'm not too familiar with the beepers, I've got to say.
It's pretty much the same thing every year now, isn't it?
Yeah. But if they missed one, then
Yeah.
everyone's gaming spines will be ruined. Alright, I'm taking you in.
Oh, right, cool.
Yeah. You tend to enjoy this level, don't you?
I do enjoy this level.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you. We're going up the Statue of Liberty, right?
Yeah.
Since when's there been an elevator on the outside?
When it was under maintenance.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that when this game was made, it wasn't.
No, it was when they were
under
fixing it back after Ghostbusters.
Ah, right. Oh, that's fair enough, I suppose. Damn.
Sticky pad, new pad.
No, that was me being keck.
So, gaming news.
Right, what's
E3,
happening?
the weekend. And
Next weekend?
Yeah, next week actually.
By the
It
time
depends
I,
when you watch this.
by the time I upload this video, I would have missed it. But
So, what are you guys?
this is actually an E3 retrospect.
For sure.
Don't like it, yeah. Well, Super Smash Brothers has obviously already been announced.
Yeah.
Yep.
And most of the lineup has already been announced. But out of the 3 original characters, Captain Falcon, Ness, and Jigglypuff haven't been confirmed yet.
Okay.
I think Captain Falcon will be a must because them games have got famous for Falcon punches.
It's going to be pretty weird if he's not in it.
My little theory is definitely not because Nintendo don't like to make a lot of these games, but I feel like they'll announce Captain Falcon at E3 with an F-Zero game as well.
That would be really nice. I mean, it's been over 10 years now since we last had an F-Zero game?
Well, the GameCube one was 10 years ago.
Yeah, because there was none on the Wii, was there?
Yeah, I suppose.
So,
Has there been any on the handheld consoles? Or?
there was a Game Boy Advance one, I think. But
That's probably came out about the same time as the GameCube.
Yeah, not
yeah.
far.
So it's been quite a while since we've had one. And even though that we've just had the new Mario Kart released, and I do love it, it's...
I think that game, the Mario Kart game, shows how good an F-Zero game could be with the colours and the brightness.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, because Sega were responsible for the last F-Zero game on the Cube, and that game was just ridiculous speeds. I mean, if anyone who's played it knows everything goes whizzing past, and it was immense fun.
Yeah.
Do you think something like the Wii U now, you get much harder, sophisticated software in that? Just how amazing it would be.
Yeah, very smooth, very colourful. I think it would look excellent. I would quite like to see a, in certain games like Soul Calibur, they throw in like on the GameCube they had Link and I would like it on an F-Zero game, but they've had like homages, like they have like a James McCloud kind of character in the Armour vehicle, like a few characters that could pop into the new F-Zero that you wouldn't normally see.
Okay. So, I mean, is there anyone particular that you think would be a good addition to the
maybe
roster?
like a Samus character, and the vehicle could be a bit like Samus' ship. The same sort of space age kind of looking thing. I think that could be quite good.
I'd buy it.
Yeah, it's a bonus character.
Wouldn't it be brilliant if they had all the Diddy Kong characters from Diddy Kong Racing?
Oh, that's a dream.
That would
We've
be,
just gone into full-fledged fantasy now. So
Yeah, okay. Back to reality. So, what else would we like to see at E3 then?
Diddy Kong Racing 2.
Diddy Kong
Yeah,
Racing.
Yeah.
It'd have to be made by Rare though.
For us to, not to, I think you like racing games, don't you? But we're not massive racing game fans. The ones that we do like, we do really like.
I think one thing that there's been a lot of debate about this week. There's a big difference between car racers and kart racers.
Yeah.
Kart racers, I'm totally up for. But Formula 1 games, they get bundled with the FIFAs, don't they?
The Gran Turismos, yeah. I think they're great games, but I just think, they're just... They're not as local area, like split screen, them sort of games you tend to enjoy. I think them sort of more realistic car races, they're kind of on your own, just enjoying sort of thing.
Yeah, it's a shame sort of the local multiplayer game seems to have died off, really, hasn't it? But I think Nintendo's still trying to push it with the games with Smash Brothers and Mario Kart.
And all
well, they made their career off those sorts of games.
So,
not as much a career. I mean, their legacy from like SNES onwards, very multiplayer focused.
Another game on at E3 is definitely Star Fox U.
Yep, that's going to have to be a must.
The only drawback, I think, like Nintendo, they have been pushing more, and I do think that this has to be Nintendo's year at E3, because I think the Wii U distanced themselves from mainstream games and went for their family-based thing, and was successful.
You mean the Wii?
Yeah, the Wii.
Yeah.
But the Wii U, it's kind of hasn't got that, like all the mothers and everything and families that bought them sort of Wii Fit pads haven't. Oh my god, I missed one again. Yeah, they're not going to buy a Wii U now because they've already got a Wii and do that sort of thing. And they need to get back to the loyalists, the people that like Star Fox and Metroids and all them sort of ones, because they've got some great franchises which they tend not to prioritise. They tend to prioritise sort of Mario and things like that, which Mario games are great, and I like the fact that they're doing 2D ones and 3D ones now. But they've got some franchises which could really be used. I do have one idea which they could announce at E3 and it would blow everyone's mind. Is for years and years and years, everyone wanted a bugger. Everyone didn't want a bugger.
Everyone wanted a bugger.
Everyone wanted a Ruby and Sapphire remake of third generation Pokemon game. When everyone went online, all this Houghton confirmed, all this kind of thing. And the only other game which people have always heard wanting is, since Ocarina of Time on the 3DS, they want Majora's Mask on the 3DS.
Yeah.
And I think if they announce that, because it should be possible. I mean, it's the same engine as the Ocarina of Time one, isn't it? I mean, it shouldn't have.
I think the demand will definitely be there. If they released it, I think it would definitely sell.
It would sell
like hotcakes.
It would sell more 3DSs and it would sell a lot of copies.
The only little air of caution I would have with that, or I mean, don't get me wrong, I think it'd be great. I'd love it, but do remember. Sorry, I'll put you off.
Yeah, I've done a couple of times. Take you in.
Recently, I mean, there's been new Zeldas, but they've done how many remakes in such a short space of time? They remade Ocarina, then they remade Wind Waker. So I'm guessing that possibly they may want to distance themselves from remakes in favour of some new games.
There's been a lot of rumours of a new game entirely, but they did have Skyward Sword, didn't they? Relatively recently, and Link Between Worlds. So there've been a lot more Zelda games than usual. Normally there's a bit of a gap. Same with Pokemon. There's been one nearly every year now with Black and White, Black and White 2, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and now X and Y. I was very surprised when they announced Omega Ruby and Sapphire for this November, only 6 months away. Game Freak have been busy.
Yes, indeed.
Well, mind you, I suppose with a remake, because all the story and everything's there, it is perhaps an easier process of updating it to a newer engine and releasing it than it is to create a whole new game from scratch.
Yeah, I think they could, Nintendo could outlet that to a smaller, but not a smaller company, but like a smaller branch of Nintendo to work on the remake of Majora's Mask, while the main sort of programmers can work on a new title.
Well, it's funny you said that, because there's been a lot of people saying that Nintendo should be dishing out their IPs to third-party developers to go out and create new Star Foxes, new S-Heroes and so on.
You don't want another Panasonic Zelda game though, do you?
I was going to say, maybe not for a remake, but then it was Capcom that did the remake of Link to the Past on the GBA, and that that was held very favourably.
Yeah. I think the best way of playing it was on the NES still, because it went from 16, it went down to 8. Oh no, the Game Boy Advance was 16 as well, wasn't it? 16-bit.
I believe so.
I'm really not sure. Sorry.
I thought maybe the colour palettes or something was limited. It looked a bit different in a way.
Maybe it was just slightly updated.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
I don't get the pink hair of the SNES version though. I didn't get that weird pink hair thing.
That was his hat, wasn't it?
I thought it was, but I don't think it is. I think he has his rim and then he has like pink hair, but it just looks like a strange sprite of Link.
It's not right, regardless.
Yeah.
So I mean, we've mentioned a lot of Nintendo games here for E3. I mean, is there anything else outside of that, or?
I think.
Have you got any expectations or ideas?
Well, like PlayStation and Xbox haven't really got as many sort of franchises. Obviously, they've got like a few things. I wouldn't mind seeing a new Crash Bandicoot game on the PS4 or something like that. They've teased things before, but
well, I think we're going to see a new Uncharted announcement in this E3.
Yeah, that'd be good. Because I never had a PS3. I had the Xbox 360, so I really wanted to get back into them. I've got a PS4 now, so I'm hoping they'll announce that. Yep. Like some remakes, or you can get it somehow. Yeah, because the Uncharted games are really, really fun. It like pushes kind of like between Indiana Jones and all that kind of thing. So
yeah, I reckon it'd be nice to see another Tomb Raider game. I was quite a fan of the new reboot series.
The reboot was excellent. I've never liked Tomb Raiders. I wanted to like them, but the originals were a bit stiff, weren't they? I think that's why they remastered them. Remastered the first one recently.
I just realised he's fighting a giant Catherine wheel.
Yes. Never liked this boss.
Yeah, I think this was around the time when I was 8 years old. I used to pass the pad to you.
Yeah.
I managed to get past that cave level, which was you did very well.
Oh, God bless you.
So, Elle, how about you anyway? Have you got any expectations? Anything you're dying to see or want to see?
I don't really have a lot of expectations when it comes to E3. I just sort of let it happen, and I remember last year. I didn't bother staying up for it or anything, but in the morning when I looked at my phone, you just saw that image of.
Oh, was it? You can lend your games to your mates.
Oh yeah, the PlayStation team announcing that there's no DRM on the PS4.
If in the future they were ever do like a top 10 greatest E3 moments, I think that was it.
It was so beautiful. I was chanting Sony before the crowd started.
Yeah.
So.
A good E3 moment of mine was I had that week off because it's normally around the same week as my birthday. But
oh, sort of slow down there.
Bit of lag, yeah.
We're all right. We're back in the room.
Same sort of week as my birthday, so I tend to book it off holiday. And I thought, oh, let's see what's happening, and I'm streaming it. And then the announcement for Skyrim came up, all the footage of the mammoths and the dragons, and it blew me away. I thought this game, because the drawback of E3 and a lot of criticism we get, it's a lot of rendered things where it looks amazing, then when it actually comes out, it's not quite. Yeah. And I think there's a lot of criticism I've heard about Watch Dogs. At the moment, that's been out last week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And a lot of people say it's a great game and it's a lot of fun, but it was just a bit hyped up too much. E3 kind of built it up a bit.
Well, we kind of touched on this on one of the previous videos, didn't we? About sort of the overhyping of games, and then you get it, and it's just like it feels a bit flat.
It just feels like another game, doesn't it? Like I think people see trailers where they're sort of diving under, sort of closing doors and doing all these switches, and it looks so cinematic, but it's not a film. You can't play a film like that.
My first experience of Watch Dogs, sort of conscious experience where I sort of stood up and recognised what it was, I was actually watching gameplay footage. So I'm not terribly fazed by any of the pre-rendered stuff. Fortunately, I'm still looking forward to playing it when I eventually get my hands on it.
Well, I was in two minds about buying it because PS4 games and it's about 55 quid. And that's
not cheap, no.
Yeah, that's not a lot of money. I mean, on the PC it would be cheaper, so I was considering maybe getting it, but I haven't got many PS4 games yet. So yours.
Cool, fair dues.
We'll be both tapped out.
Yeah, PS4 PC games are a bit cheaper than the PS4 games, but I didn't have many games on PS4, so I thought I might buy it. And so I went on YouTube and looked at a Let's Play by a guy called Chris Fu. It's very entertaining.
Cool.
And I only went to half an hour playthrough. He did a couple of missions. And I thought, you know what, that won me over to buy it. I'm going to go get it now. And that's why I think it's good for company. Like a lot of copyright infringement takes down things from YouTube. And especially the new modern games. Even if you criticise it a little bit as well, they'll flag it and it causes a lot of problems. But I think it's good because it's made them get a sale from me.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, it's honest, I suppose, consumer advice.
Yeah.
You know, when you're playing a game. I mean, I've bought Watch Dogs this week. Absolutely love it. I think it's brilliant. I bought Mario Kart 8 as well. Fantastic game. And also there was Wolfenstein last week. Unfortunately, I didn't get it because the cost of the games.
Yeah.
I didn't know I could afford all three at once. But you know, I thoroughly enjoyed both games. For me, I would probably say Mario Kart 8 is probably more fun for me to play at the moment.
It's a good quick blast game because you can have as many races as you want, and it's always a convenient time to stop when you've finished your race, which is only a few minutes long.
Exactly. Whereas when you're playing Watch Dogs, you know, you spend so many hours playing it.
Yeah.
You need to invest a little bit more attention into it.
And obviously my fiance gets a little bit annoyed when I'm sat there for hours playing it, and she's like, "What are you doing? Come on!"
So I'm hacking.
That's it. Yeah. Using my smartphone. You can use your smartphone in real life. No, but
And frequently do.
Yeah.
I get a lot of jip for that from mine.
It's alright, they won't watch this video.
Do you?
Are you still with us?
Yeah.
God bless you.
Do you think YouTube and gaming is good for company? I know the PS4, obviously you can upload your gameplay and everything like that, and all Twitch. But then there's other companies who are very anti that, and they don't want their games to be broadcast. So.
Well, no, I thought it was very strange when they announced that on Mario Kart you can actually upload your highlights onto YouTube.
Yeah.
Given that Nintendo have been one of the ones that have been a bit funny about Let's Plays and highlight videos, so I don't know, maybe people are starting to ease up, maybe they're starting to realise that it does them more good perhaps than it is harm.
Yeah, well, Watch Dogs have got a sale from me because of that video, so.
Yeah. So, yeah. Personally, I think it's a good thing, otherwise you wouldn't be doing it. What are your thoughts?
Oh God. Well, obviously it's become a big part of gaming culture. I mean, if you talk to any gamer on Twitter or any sort of forum, they've all got either a Twitch channel or a YouTube channel, so everyone's doing it. Of course it's good for gaming. Of course it's brilliant. I mean, the only people it's not good for are the people that make bad games, and that's why you get these embargoes before release dates where you're not allowed to say anything. You're not even allowed to review a game before it's released because those day one sales are so important.
It's not the same. Rushing games is my biggest concern. People don't mind. People get upset when they get delayed. But the moment it comes out, no one says anything bad about it. They go, "Oh, it was delayed for a year though."
That's typical Nintendo for you.
Yeah.
How many games of theirs get delayed after their initial release date?
Especially in the 90s, like in the N64 games and stuff. I think a lot of
Zelda
them were
was
delayed.
notorious for it.
Yeah, but it was necessary because, well, Ocarina of Time is my favourite game of all time. It's a lot of people's favourite game of all time, and if it came out 2 years earlier, it might not be. And it wouldn't have got a remake on the 3DS, so that gave them more money in the future. So
it's not an art that can be rushed, unfortunately. It just isn't. I can first-hand experience it right there.
Yeah.
And this level you can see already the
difficulty's cranked up.
Yeah, the baddies are getting much more overrun. They're not as static. They're always constantly moving. And when they're jumping, they're using their swords to block the shurikens. So it is a real pain, this level.
The majority of the levels I've got techniques and things for, but I've just not been able to master one for.
I think some sort of parts of this level you can kind of just quickly run past and then kind of regroup. But this is a perfect time to use your magic.
Yeah.
Saving magic for bosses is obviously useful for the early levels, but when you get oversaturated like that.
It's gone tense all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So is this the final boss?
I don't want to give any spoilers away, but This isn't going to get beaten today.
Very sort of low-key looking. With
It's like you're sitting on the toilet taking a dump.
Cheers, dude.
Sorry.
That's cool. But yeah, a little technique. I shouldn't really be giving techniques away on levels that I really struggle on.
There's the alarm.
And that's time. I'm nearly dead. I'm going to risk it.
Well, that's quite good actually. It's a convenient point
good,
because at least you got to see everything except the end cutscene. No spoilers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, play it for yourselves.
Now, a little technique here. These enemies take 3 strong hits, 3 up close hits. But what I tend to do, if I can get to the edge of the screen, I can usually knock them off the edge in 2.
How are you supposed to avoid anything?
Just
That's impossible to avoid.
It can be done. I've done it before. This is one of the few Shinobi games I have beat legitimately, but it's once in a blue moon. I can get to this last boss 20-30 times and only beat it once, so...
Well, Revenge of Shinobi, you need the power-up to defeat, don't you? And if you get hit before you get to the last boss, you can't do it.
Apparently, I found out it is possible to beat that last boss without the power-up. There's a power-up you can get. It's a one-hit power-up. If you get hit, you lose the power-up. Now, I thought the technique, the only way I've completed it, even with cheats on, is by... that's the end of it.
We did well.
And we'll finish that off. We'll probably play Revenge of Shinobi at some point. I'll go through that in a bit more detail.
Yeah, definitely. We get to... and then we can compare the two. But without the dog, it's just not the same.
Oh, well, never mind. Well, it has been a pleasure. Thank you, Allan, for coming along.
Yep.
Anytime.
Thank you.
God bless you. And on our next video, we're going to be playing Rocket Knight Adventure.
Yeah, my the second of my top 2 favourite games.
It's the third of your top 2 favourite games. You've got Sonic, and then you've got...
Sonic 3 is just void. It's sort of like, when I say my favourite Zelda game, it's like, except Ocarina of Time. It's just, things go without saying. So yeah, that's my other one.
Fair dues. So we're going to be playing some of this.
A very underrated mascot for games.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And you'll find out why in our next video.
I've
Have a
been
good
Dan.
evening. Oh, yep. He's been Dan.
Yeah,
I've been Allan.
I've been the other one. God bless you.
Catch you next time.
Take
you
care.
later.
Good night. Okay, getting somewhere now. Wonder how you pull off the magic in this. What the